Okay, so I'm over here in Magaluf to do an interesting comparison today, because if you've been following the channel, you will know that I was filming over in the Playa de Palma maybe about 10 days ago or so, and I was taking a look at the really excessive drunken tourism that we do get over in the Playa de Palma. Now, I think it's fair to say that the Playa de Palma and the whole El Arenal area is pretty much the centre of nightlife here on the island. And if you haven't seen that video, please check out the link in the description text below. You'll see what it's like, even from lunchtime as well, even what the atmosphere is like in that resort at lunchtime. Now, I have to admit, when I was walking around El Arenal during that time, the atmosphere was fine. It was good. There were just lots of people having a great time. They're in the bars, they're in the beer gardens. A lot of drinking was taking place. A few people being sick right next to the beach, which wasn't so nice. I didn't film that. But anyway, I did get this comment left on the channel, and I'm going to read it out, and then we're going to do a comparison over here in Magaluf. Now, this viewer says, "I can't help but feel like you've chosen this area because it's popular with the Germans." I can guarantee you I didn't pick it just because it's popular with the Germans. The measures are also in place in San Antonio, in Ibiza and Magaluf, yet you never mentioned that. Now, she is referring to the drunken tourism and the rules about drunken tourism that we have over in El Arenal. And I have to say as well, when I was filming it, nothing was being policed either. There was a little bit of a police presence down there, but nothing was actually being done about it, because at the end of the day, drinking out on the street over here in Mallorca, it's not legal, but I mean, it's taking place. It's almost an unpoliceable area. Anyway, this viewer continues saying, "It's not an Arenal only problem. It's happening in Magaluf. I've seen it. And San Antonio, as well as most of the popular tourist hotspots. Even towns in the UK suffer from drunken idiots. If you want to create balance, then show Punta Balena at 6 AM and show Arenal at 6 AM. Nothing you've showed in this video is different from Magaluf." Well, I beg to differ, because we are down here in Magaluf today, and I'm going to show you what it's like at the same time that I actually filmed that video over in the Playa de Palma just last week. Now, we are edging our way towards the end of June here, so we're going to get an idea of what it's like in the resorts. I'm afraid I won't be doing a comparison video at 6 AM in both resorts, because I don't think YouTube pays me enough to do that kind of video. So in this video, we're going to take a look and see how Magaluf at daytime compares with El Arenal. Are we going to see the same scenes that I saw in the Playa de Palma just last week? We're going to take a look at what could be considered as a beer garden over here in Magaluf. I'm just standing on the other side of Magaluf Square. We're going to take a look in there. I mean, technically, if this was like the Playa de Palma, Magaluf Square is going to be pumping right now. We're also going to take a walk up Magaluf Strip as well, because that should also be like the same Ballerman area that I visited over in El Arenal. And then we're going to take a walk along the beach front here, which runs right at the back of Magaluf Strip. Are we going to see the same groups partying, groups of partying Brits, or are we going to see something different? So let's turn the camera around and let's check out Magaluf today. And also, as a bonus, I'm going to say keep watching to the end of the video, because I've got a very big update from over here in Magaluf. I'm going to end this video there too. Okay, so you can see where I am standing here. I'm just more or less right by the jetty. I've got Bondi Beach Club to my right hand side. We've got Kalima Beach as well right in front of me too. But let's head out this way. We're going to head on into the direction of Stereo and in the direction of Magaluf Square, which lie pretty much at the bottom of Magaluf Strip. Now, already just looking down the promenade here, it's not quite as busy as you'll see over in the Playa de Palma, but we'll take a closer look at the beach later on. So the first thing I notice here, and the first thing that you're going to notice, is that we're seeing a lot more families over here in Magaluf. You can just see behind me, a little family there going to the beach. But this area, of course, is still popular for Brits and now other nationalities coming over here partying. But is it the same kind of atmosphere that we're going to see in the Playa de Palma this summer? Now, I'm just going to stand still here and let's see what it's like. Let me just stand here for a few seconds and see how many people come by me. So we do have a similar demographic over here in Magaluf. We can just see we've got crowds coming out, we've got groups coming over here on holiday. Nothing very different, but the one thing I do see here is that the age range is a lot more mixed. So I'm right outside of Temple here, and Stereo, two really big party places which really come alive every single night. Now we're going to take an initial look at Magaluf Strip.
Yeah, well, basically you get a lot of British people here.
Now we've just seen a group of lads walking past me. Let's take a look at Magaluf Strip. And if I zoom in a little way, we can see it looks nothing like the Playa de Palma. It's nothing as busy as the Playa de Palma. I see a couple of groups out, but that's about it. But anyway, we're going to revisit here because we're going to take a walk up the strip. But first, let's go and have a quick look at Magaluf Square. So Magaluf Square, which is the equivalent of a German beer garden, lies right behind the Guardia Civil office here, which is currently closed, I have to say. I did read something about security being stepped up in resorts for this summer. I must have never seen this police station open. Anyway, let's head on over to Magaluf Square. So if you watch my video, my Playa de Palma video, you'll know that the beer gardens were pumping at around 12ish, around midday. I don't know what time they actually opened, and I don't know what time people started drinking there, but they're certainly packed when I went through at lunchtime. So just taking a walk into Magaluf Square here. So it looks like they're going to have a big event over here in Magaluf Square. Maybe this is going to be part of the whole inauguration of Magaluf seafront. But as you can see, it's very, very quiet. There's nobody here drinking. Just businesses getting ready for the night ahead. Now, of course, it does get much, much busier here later because Magaluf Strip and Magaluf Square is all about the nightlife. And I do have a video coming out from Magaluf Strip, just filmed a couple of nights ago, and this will be coming out soon. I filmed it with a Scotsman in Tenerife. We were down here at midnight, and if you want to catch that video, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notifications bell too so you don't miss that, but it's going to show you exactly what the atmosphere is like down here this summer. If it's already published, I'll drop a link in the description text below. But anyway, come on, let's head on up the strip and let's go and see the comparison between the Playa de Palma during the day and also Magaluf. It's just looking right behind me here. Look, I'm just standing right in front of the shopping area which runs parallel to the beach. I'm just going to walk around the back of the police station now and head on up Punta Ballena. So we're seeing the first of our bars here, and I can just see a group here walking past with water in their hands. They're not carrying beer bottles. Looks very, very civil down here. But the partying just hasn't started over here in Magaluf, and I'm pretty sure if you were over in the Playa de Palma now, it would be a completely different story. Anyway, let's head on up the strip. And you can see here, look, I'm just walking past a couple here pushing a pram. Again, something you didn't really see over in the Playa de Palma. The Playa de Palma is all about groups going out partying. Look, we see more families here coming down the strip. So as we can see, it's not really that much busier the further we head on up. Got a couple of scooters coming in the wrong direction. But look, all the bars are closed here and they're not going to open until this evening. And this resort really doesn't get busy until around 11, 12 o'clock at night. But that partying will continue until the early hours of the morning. So just to give you a very quick temperature check today, look, we've got 29 degrees. I'm just looking out into a little square here in between Blackbeard's Bar and Grill and also Oceans to my left. You can see, look, not so much is going on. I can see though, it is quite busy over in Blackbeard's. But as I said, nothing like what you'll see taking place over in the Playa de Palma. Anyway, let's keep on heading on up. So you can hear a few places open. I think Oceans to my right hand side is open. You can hear the music playing out. Got a new street food bar here right up ahead of me. Just looking out to my left though, nothing really much is going on, just the entrance to Oceans. Now my question is if these bars were to open during the day over here in Magaluf, would we see the same scenes that we see over in the Playa de Palma? I'm not convinced, to be honest. I'm not convinced because it's a very hot day today. As I'm walking up the strip here, and most people, as we're going to see in just a moment, are down on the beach. So just looking over at Tiger, we're looking down towards the Alex pubs here. Again, nothing really open. I think Revolution is open. Just have a quick look up by the side, let's see what the daytime atmosphere is like. A few people having a few quiet beers. Got the cricket on, how very British. And look, we see more families coming on at the strip. So let me know in comments if Magaluf at daytime has ever been a really big party place. Let me know in comments, and let me know how you think it compares to over on the Playa de Palma. And it's looking a little bit busier in Lennon's, but once again we haven't got the really loud music pumping out, and just a few young groups in today. And as we come to the top of the Scandi strip here outside of Viking, I've got Wild to my right hand side. And look, it's completely quiet. Haven't got big groups out drinking today at all. So if you've been watching my winter videos from over here in Magaluf, you'll know that the Three Lions pub does stay open all year, and it's also open during the day here on the strip. But again, just looking over, we've got a few people having a spot of lunch in there, having a few drinks. We're going to take a right now and head on down to the beach. Well, goodness knows what's been happening here. Look, Soho nightclub. This is a newie for 2025. You'll see this in my nighttime video coming out soon. So as we come down the steps here, will we be seeing, again, people out partying? Well, it doesn't really look like it. Just looking to my right hand side here, looks very quiet, looks very civilised. Here's the cafe. I normally film my island updates from the Food and Netta cafe. Again, got some families in, a few people having some nice drinks and cocktails. Just heard some French holiday makers walking past me too. I heard some Italians a little bit further on. And look how nice it is over here today. And in fact, just looking over to this side of the beach here, this far end of Magaluf beach is a lot quieter than you're going to find up the Nikki beach side. We've got a volleyball net here as well. Bear that in mind. If you're coming over with your mates, you can use them. And look, plenty more restaurants and a demographic of holiday makers, which is just very, very different from what you may well remember from years gone by. And also from the Playa de Palma now. It's quite sad actually to still see this bar closed, Duke Beach closed for the summer. I do believe that the owner sadly passed away, but it hasn't been reopened in any form. Very unusual to see somewhere closed down here at this time of year on Magaluf Beach, but we're just coming up to Crusoe's. It's a very, very popular bar down here too. Okay, so once again, just taking a walk along at the back of Magaluf Beach. As you can see, look, I'm just pointing out the loos here. Like I said, everyone always asks about the loos. We've also got a chiringuito here as well, but I do recommend grabbing your drinks from over in Blackbeard's, just across the way. Get out the sun for a couple of hours. Have some nice food as well, really well priced too. But even just like looking to my left here, we can't see any chanting, singing. All we can see is it's just a lot of people out just having a nice lunch. They're having a few drinks. Same goes over here in Blackbeard's too. As you can see, they've got some nice music playing out. And don't forget too that they do have live music on later as well, right through the summer season, so it's definitely worth checking out. Anyway, let's keep heading along. Got a few other nice shady gardens down here. Look, we've got the Ibiza, and then we're back here at Kalima Beach. So let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you think of Magaluf daytime. Of course, it's very different here at night. As of course is expected, Punta Ballena comes alive and it does get very, very busy. But I have a little bit of bonus content for you in this video because we're going to keep walking. We're going to take a left here down the jetty. We're going to see what that's like. It's the final piece of the puzzle. It's the final part of the renovations that have been completed down here in Magaluf. Millions of euros have been spent on improving this wonderful promenade and also rebuilding what was a very shaky jetty beforehand, but let's go and take a look at it. So as we come up towards Bondi Beach here, let's take a left now onto the newly renovated jetty. It's officially open for business. Now if you're getting any kind of boat trip from over here, such as the Britannia jet, this is where you're going to pick it up, but I just have to say you have to walk down the walkway on the left hand side. You can no longer reach the little jetty here from this side of the beach. But I'm going to finish this video on a view that I've not been able to show you since last summer, but keep watching, keep watching. Anyway, let's just head on right to the end of this jetty. Now the first thing I can see is that accessibility is pretty good. We've got these wooden planks. We've also got a grab rail here to my right hand side. I just want to make the point as well, if you are over here on holiday, don't jump in because this water here is less than a metre deep and well, in my opinion I think it should actually be covered, but let's see if they go ahead and do that. Don't start jumping off this, you're going to end up in hospital. And as we come right to the end, look how nice this is. If you want to get a little bit of a sea breeze, come out to the end of the jetty. Of course, this area is very, very famous for jumping off the jetty too. So if you're waiting for your cruise, this is where you come and look. We can just see some people enjoying a few beers out here too. So these are the views that I've not been able to give you since the end of last season, and we're going to see as well just to my right we've got the water sports set up just here as well. So if you want to go on these banana boat rides or inflatable sofas, this is where you get them from. But finally, check out one of the best views from over here in Mallorca. I'm right off Magaluf Beach. You've got these amazing clear views, and just check out the water today. Okay, so I'm keen to hear from you in the comments. What do you think of this new jetty over here in Magaluf? How do you think Magaluf compares daytime to the Playa de Palma daytime? Let me know in the comments below. But in the meantime, watch out for my video filmed with the Scotsman in Tenerife YouTube channel down in Magaluf. It's coming out very soon. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and don't forget you can find me in the Facebook group and on my Instagram, also called Mallorca Under the Sun, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Goodbye for now.